Hey everyone, it's AOE Gaming, and I'm putting out this video that I almost didn't put out. I debated putting out because it seems like it might kind of be a silly thing that maybe most people already know, but I thought, hey, there's nothing to lose here, and if I can help anybody, I'm doing a good thing. So I wanted to talk about how to set up yourself with the most powerful set structures. Not any sets in specific, but how to align yourself with pieces and to get the most out of it. And the reason why I even came out with this this idea was I've been asked numerous times when I put the video for the Iron Bloodlord or even the Mad Conjuror, you know, how are you wearing 13 or 14 pieces? That's you can't. You can only wear 12. And I'm here to show how you can do that. So nothing in this video should be too mind-boggling, but I just wanted to show. So I just showed 5 pieces of Ashen Grip on this particular setup. It's a 14-piece setup. And a lot of these setups are going to come from incorporating the one-piece mythic items. And if you looked in the Mad Conjurer and the Iron Bloodlord, I'm rocking 5 pieces of 2 sets. 5-piece, 5-piece, a 2-piece monster set, and a mythic. But to do that, you have to play kind of a toggle game. But then there's some setups that you don't want to have alternating. You want to have the 2 5-piece sets kind of hit the same time. So in this setup here, I'm doing 5 pieces of Ashen Grip on my body, 2 pieces of a monster set, Valken Scoria, a 1-piece ring of Malakast Band of Brutality, 1 necklace of Agility, and 1 ring of Potentates. So 3 different pieces of jewelry here. And why we're doing that, when you go to your bow of Potentates, you have all 3 pieces. And that is the bar in which you cast your ultimate, because you get that 15% reduced ultimate cost, which is great, but you only need that at the time of casting your ultimate. So your front bar, agility, or it could be willpower or whatever, is active with those damage buffs on your front bar. The next setup, a 5-5 3-in-1. We don't have a monster set on this particular setup, but we do this when we want both 5 pieces to hit at the same time, rather than play the toggle game where one goes off and one goes on. So instead of wearing a monster set, we've got head and shoulders of the fire, okay? Body pieces of Ashen Grip, 5 of them. Necklace of the fire, that's our 3rd piece. And then Great Sword of the fire, that's our 4-5. So we end up having 5 pieces of the fire and 5 pieces of Ashen Grip when we're on our 2-handed bar. Okay, Ashen Grip at all times, but fire on the 2-handed bar. 1 ring of Malakast Band of Brutality for the increased damage, and then 1 ring of the Potentates, or as I like to call, the potato. And if you don't call it the potato from now on, you're not a true fan. So, and then on the other bar, it could be a bow or a sword or whatever, we've got the Potentates for that reduced ultimate cost, kind of similar to the first setup, but as opposed to having 2 different 3 pieces, we have 2 different 5 pieces with a mythic item. So this is one way to set up your character. And again, it depends on what type of sets you're running and what kind of synergies you're after. The next setup is a 13-piece, basically a 14, but a 13, 5-5 2-in-1. And this is one that I actually seem to use the most. It does play the toggle game between 2 5-piece sets. You get to wear a monster and you get to wear a mythic. So to show how most sets are kind of set up without this toggle game, you'd have, 2-piece monster set, a 5-piece other set, say chest, belt, gloves, legs, and boots, Ashen Grip, and then Sunderflame jewelry. So 3 pieces of jewelry, 2-handed weapon on this hand, 2-handed weapon on that hand, and basically none of those sets ever turn off. But if you wanted to tweak this and get, more out of it, what you would do, like you'd say to incorporate Malakast Band of Brutality, you got to take a piece off somewhere. So what you would do is take a look at the 4th trait on those 5-piece sets, both of them, and compare them and see which one you want to have active at all times and which one of the sets you want to have the 3-piece active at all times. Because to play the toggle game, you have to have one of them is 4 pieces at all times until you switch to the bar that has 5-6. Even though it ends up putting you at 6, you get your 5. And then the other bar has 3 until you switch to it, and it becomes 4-5. But this only works, and I'm going to show you here. So that was kind of confusing, but I'll show you. So I put on the Malakast Band of Brutality. Now I've got Sunderflame ring, Sunderflame necklace, Sunderflame boots, 3, okay? I've got 4 or 5 on the bow and the maul, but that's going to change because I don't have a complete Ashen Grip set now. I've only got 4. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll put Ashen Grip 2-hand on this bar. It'll have 3 at all times. I'm sorry, I think this one will have 4 at all times. And then Sunderflame will be on. When I switch to the other bar, now Sunderflame will be off. It'll have 3. I lost my 4th and 5th trait. And then Ashen Grip will be on. But another thing that's important to look at, see, it's on, would be, you know, to do this, you have to have a set that's going to carry over. You wouldn't want a set to play the toggle game with if it was like Spinners, just passive penetration, or something that just was on while it was on and didn't carry over with a time frame or a proc or a buff. Sunderflame does a flame damage dot over time, as well as a debuff on the enemy. So that one's going to last for 10 seconds. So when you switch over to Ashen Grip and turn the 4/5 on, it's on, but also Sunderflame is still taking effect. And you get the Malakast Band of Brutality. So that's why I wanted to kind of show the pieces being swapped here, because explaining all that without a visual would just sound kind of crazy and it wouldn't make sense. And this 5/5 2-in-1 toggle setup is what I did on the Iron Bloodlord Zerg tank and on the Mad Conjuror build. Okay, so the last setup is a 14-piece setup as well. A 5-piece set, a 5-piece set, a 1-piece mythic, a 2-piece special like Maelstrom or Masters, and a 1-piece monster set. So we got a 1-piece monster set here, Valken Discoria's helmet, for that spell penetration. It's, you know, they give you the 1-piece buff. A 5-piece of Ashen Grip on boots, legs, hands, belt, and chest. So we complete that set. It's on at all times. A Shoulder of the Fire, okay? A Necklace of the Fire, a Ring of the Fire. There's 3 right there of the Fire. And then we complete our Fire set on the 2-handed weapon. So we're going to deal Ashen Grip and the Fire simultaneous on that bar. Then we have Malakast Band of Brutality, giving us the 25% damage buff. You could use Torque of Total Constancy or any mythic item. And then on the back bar, a Maelstrom's Perfected Battle Axe. So you get that 2-piece special buff. On the back bar and on the front bar, you have your 2 5-piece completions. So that's kind of a nice, neat setup. A 5-piece, 5-piece, 1-piece monster, 1-piece mythic, and 2-piece special. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope it helps a few people. If it helps just a handful, you know, it's worth putting out there. Like I said, I almost didn't because it's not really rocket science, but this is how I set up a lot of my builds, trying to incorporate a mythic item. So if you found this video helpful, check out my channel. I've got more tips on the page, including a video I just put out on how to get crazy proc damage out of your proc sets. AOE Gaming, signing out.